So first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, before I take a shower, is I look at myself and I say, "There I am." It's contrary. It's contrary to this verse. When you find your life, you will lose it. When you lose your life, you will find it. Man, that's a hard one to live by. You find your life when you lose it. What does that mean to you? Losing your life. Jesus said it. You find your life when you lose it. You know what I think about? It ain't about me, man. It ain't about me. What's your response to that verse?
God has to break you down to your deepest, darkest place. And that's when you find him.
So true.
That's when I found him. When I was in a pit of despair in my deepest, darkest place. That's when I found him. And I feel like that's what happens. That's how this goes.
Yep.
It's going to go this way because you're supposed to pay a penance to live a life
Yep.
worthy of him.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little weird that you get up and do that, though.
Yep. Look at myself? well, I'm just saying. I'm in the bathroom. I got a mirror right there, dude.
I look at myself. Yes, I'm a specimen of a man.
Well, you know what I'm saying, though.
I do.
I mean, everybody does that, right? They look in the mirror, get themselves ready. It's all about me, 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 me. And
I get it. You just came off a little creepy. That's all.
Yeah, no, I get it. Probably be creepy to the people that are out there watching it too today. But again, you know, I mean, I do agree with you. I mean, when you really kind of get stripped down to
See, now you're like, dang it,
It's even getting weirder.
I might be a bit of a sociopath.
Now it's even getting weirder for people out there. And I'm talking hypothetically. Not obviously.
Literally.
Yeah, literally. Thank you. But again, you're right though. I think when you get down to realizing that, hey, it's not about me.
It's not.
Then
you realize that you stop making everything about you. And once you stop making about other things other than yourself, I've said it time and time again. The more you serve in to others, the more you're going to get back. Mm-hmm. And that's why we're doing this.
But you know what? I think it's hard for people too to actually kind of get to that point. I mean, I know there are a lot of times when, you know, I think about serving people and I kind of stop and I'm like, man, I just don't feel like doing it right now. You know?
And you know what? You're not wrong. There's going to be times where you don't feel like doing it. There's plenty of times where I don't feel like doing it. And you know what? It's okay every now and then to be like, I don't want to do it. Mm-hmm. It's okay. That doesn't make you less of a person. That just means your heart's not in it. And if your heart's not in it, what's the point in doing it?
Yeah, and I think sometimes though, I mean, getting over the kind of the struggle of like going to serve. Once you get there, I think you realize you can walk out of it like, man, I'm so glad that I did. I can't tell me how many times I've heard people say that.
I can honestly say there's not a time that I've gone where I didn't get something out of it.
Right.
And every time, it's always what's meant to be, and that's the thing. What's going to happen is going to happen.
Yeah.
What's going to be is going to be. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be part of it or not? It's your choice. Right. Step outside your comfort zone and be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
Yeah. And then let's get back to that finding your life when you lose it part. We're not saying to give up by any means, right? Not to give up in life, but we're saying is kind of die to yourself.
You got to give it away to keep it. That's something that was said to me on my way here today before we shot these, is you got to give it away to keep it. Mm. And the only way to give it away is to serve into others.
Well, even today you were thinking about today's Jess's birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
And, he was thinking about going skiing and snowboarding.
Thank you. Yeah, don't taint my name like that.
Sorry about that. My apologies. But you decided that you wanted to come here today, and you kind of like shared why.
Yeah. Way to put me on the spot. Yeah, I did. And it took a lot of thinking and praying. I'm not going to lie. My plan today was I was going to get up and drive a few hours north and maybe go snowboarding for the day. Mm-hmm. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that makes me a hypocrite if I do that. Mm-hmm. Because there I am being selfish, thinking about what I want to do on my day. It's another day that ends in a Y. Mm. It was the day I was brought onto this earth, absolutely. 45 years ago today I was born. And I need to be here doing this because this is what we're called to do. We're called to serve into other people and do something to help someone else. I'm not saying I'm going to help somebody else, but I know this. I'm going to get on here and I'm going to talk to all of you and I'm going to try. I'm going to make an effort to let you know that I'm here. If you need to reach out to me about anything, we have an email. Reach out to us via email if you need to. It's findinghopeinasufferingSociety@gmail.com. We can keep things anonymous, but this is this calls to my heart is just putting myself out there and being there for other people, because the more I serve in, the better I feel. If I went snowboarding today, would I feel good? Yeah, I would. I'd be happy. I'd be full of endorphins. It'd be a great day. It's beautiful out. Mm-hmm. But I wouldn't be doing what I was called to do. Mm-hmm. And that's where I feel I needed to make a change. And that's about perspective. It's something we talk about, is looking at things from a different perspective, because the old me looked at things differently than the new me does. Mm-hmm. And that's called growth.
Mm. Yeah, no doubt about it. And again, I think it's commendable that you decided to come here today to share, how you're feeling and serving other people, obviously on your birthday. And, there's three levels to happiness. I just heard this recently from a psychologist: is enjoyment, satisfaction, and purpose, right? And I think we're not going to go on through the definitions of the three, but let's talk about the last one, the purpose in your life, right? I think sometimes people really kind of struggle with dying to themselves because they're not focused on what their true purpose is. And it's hard to find that.
It is.
But you got to dig for it.
Well, I think like we said earlier, you got to be broken down to your core to find your purpose.
I agree with that. I wouldn't agree with that 3 years ago, but
me either. Today. I wouldn't have agreed with that 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. But it takes what it takes.
Well, and it takes what it takes is right. And I talked to a lot of guys that have really kind of found their purpose and their true identity in life through their biggest struggle.
Yep.
And you might be going through your biggest struggle right now, and you're like holding on to it, and maybe you're not letting go of it, and you're not admitting that it's really a kind of a redirection to do something better in your life. But maybe that's the first step that you need to take in order to die to yourself, not die, but to die to yourself and serving other people.
Well, and it's just reaching out sometimes. You'd be amazed. I had an interaction just the other day that I want to talk about too. Saw a vehicle for sale on Marketplace, happened to realize it was one of my old college professors that was selling it, sent him a message, kind of a snarky remark, and he ends up realizing it's me, and we end up going back and forth for almost all day yesterday talking about God and the gifts he's given us. And this was a man that, when he was my professor, he didn't talk about God. Mm-hmm. It wasn't where he was at in life. And lo and behold, I find out over the course of the last 10 years or so, he got married, has multiple stepchildren, and this is a man who's always wanted a family. He has. He's an amazing instructor too. Love the man to death. Then ends up having problems with pregnancy to end up having triplets. So this man went from being a single guy to having amassed a family of 7 people just by turning his life around a little bit and changing a little bit of his direction. Mm-hmm. And I end up having this conversation with him talking all about God. That's literally what our conversation was. And he said, he really didn't get his relationship with God until his wife went through what she went through with almost losing triplets and so many complications with pregnancy. And, we talk about being broken down to your core. There it is. There's a man that's always wanted to be a father and be a family man. And now he's trying to build this family, and he's looking at losing it before it even begins.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah,
right?
Being broken down to your core, turning your life and will over to the care of God. And to have that conversation with him, like it was mind blowing. I wouldn't have guessed that. And I gained a new respect for him, and I got a new person to pray for today.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, again, praying for other people, that's dying to yourself too. I mean, you're focused on other people, you're not focused on yourself, right? I can't tell you how many times I start my day out with just kind of going down the litany of people that need it more than I do. And maybe not a bad place to start for you if you want to start figuring out how to really try to serve other people and kind of get outside of yourself. Right?
Yeah, and look at your life and be real about it, though. That's the thing we need to do too. Like, okay, I've been off work for the last 7 weeks now, sitting home. I had elbow surgery that's going well, but I can't go to work. But I'm fortunate enough where I was able to put money away to take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been able to afford to live the same life. And, you know, that's called a little bit of planning. And be gracious that you have that. Look at those things, that you can still keep a roof over your head when times are tough.
Mm-hmm.
There's people out there who are outside in sub-zero weather living on the streets right now. So when you think you've got it bad, just realize there's somebody out there who's probably got it worse off than you.
Yeah, and take those comments and those thoughts that Josh just said and turn them into, okay, I'm good. I'm good enough. So how can I go serve other people? Because I think typically what happens is you're saying to yourself, I don't have enough. I'll never have enough. And you
Exactly.
can't get outside of that mindset to get to the point of where you can go serve other people. Guess what? You probably, if you're watching this video right now, if you got a handheld device and you, or a tablet or a computer and you're watching us, trust me, you got enough.
Exactly. And that's the thing. That's why I brought that up, is sometimes we don't realize that we do have enough. We always want to have more, and more doesn't always equate to better.
That's right. And on that note, too, I mean, my wife has gone down to serve in Africa at an orphanage twice. The individual who actually started it was a very, very successful businessman in one part of Africa, and he gave it all up to actually serve orphans in the community. He's over 70 years old, and he still goes out hunting for kids that are sleeping underneath, pieces of furniture outside and whatnot. He gave everything up because it wasn't about him, right? And again, this guy gave up everything to actually serve God in that fashion. I don't know why I just thought about that, but he gave up everything to have nothing, so he could actually get to the point of actually going out to serve other people.
Having something.
Having something, yeah. So maybe that's it. Maybe you get to the point of having nothing to realize that there's something more than what you were going after before, right?
I think that's generally the case when you sit down and do a gratitude list. When you sit down and actually be grateful for the things you have, you realize how much more you truly have. If you're being honest with yourself.
Yep.
And that's the thing. You have to be honest with yourself.
That's right.
It's okay. It's okay to not be okay. That's the thing I think we forget too.
Yeah. And you can not be okay and go serve other people. You can die to yourself and still actually go out and serve. I can tell you that. My mom went through a really difficult time taking care of my dad for the past 6 years, and she still went out, and she continued to do more and more in serving other people, and she found joy in that, right? As difficult as it was, she didn't stop. It didn't stop her from going out and taking that next step to go serve.
No,
into
there
other
she
people.
was
And,
losing the man she loved for how long?
yeah, 6 years. Right.
No, how long were they married though?
Over 50, yeah.
So the man, her best friend, her partner in life, her partner in crime, was there dying in front of her, and yet she still found the power to go out and serve.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that we're trying to get across is
Yeah.
you can be in one of your darkest places and still go serve into others. And that serving into others, while she was losing her best friend, she gained a whole new sense of love for God.
That's right. Yeah. And again, with inspiration to a lot of people around her, including me. So,
Including me.
yeah, well, I appreciate you saying that. I'm sure she's watching it right now. She's probably crying. So sorry about that, Mom. But
Yeah, sorry, Mom. Our bad. But you're an amazing woman. Keep it up.
And again, it's all about dying to yourself to really go serving other people, which is exactly what Christ did, right? Verbatim, he said, "This is my body, which will be given up for you," and he gave it up to scorn the cross, and basically to really kind of come back to serving other people and really saving the entire world. So again, this has been Finding Hope in a Suffering Society. I'm Rob.
I'm Josh.
We're here to help you find the beauty
In the darkness.
And again, if you found that light,
Please go show your glow to the rest of the world. Don't hide it. Stand on the mountaintops, please.
see you in the next video.
See you guys.